Bishopstone Yarns, and I'd like to welcome you all here for episode 43 of this crafting podcast. And I would like to say I'd like to welcome you here for the second time that I'm going to be doing this podcast, because the first time I went back to listen to it and there was no sound whatsoever. So I've had to come back and redo it. So hopefully I will remember to say everything that I said in the first time round, but we will see how we go. Anyway, as I was saying, my name is Kathy and this is the Bishopstone Yarns podcast. This is a mainly crafting podcast where I talk about knitting and sewing and other kind of crafting adventures that I'm going on at the moment. So I have not been on here for a little while. I and my family have all been quite sick, and so nothing too drastic. We just had a really, really bad flu, and then I lost my voice, and now I am feeling better, but now my husband is feeling sick again, so now I thought I'd better hurry up and make an episode and also quickly make an episode of my sit and spin as well, because just in case I catch what he's got. So hopefully I will stay well. But enough of that. I think we'll probably kind of get into this podcast and start talking about what I've been doing. If you're a returning viewer, hi, it's great to see you again. I'm so happy that you come back to spend a little bit of time with me, see what I've been making, see what I've been up to, and having a little bit of crafting chat. If you're a new viewer, welcome. It's great to see you. If you like the video, give it the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. All those kind of things help me out here and the YouTubes. And I am coming to you from Tasmania, which is the little island to the south of Australia. And it is the beginning of May. It is autumn here. We have had some absolutely gorgeous days of around about 22, 23 degrees. And then the last couple of days have actually been really quite cold and wet. When I woke up this morning, it was really, really cold. But luckily now the sky is blue and it is lovely outside. I am sitting in my studio with the lights on. It's still, the sun hasn't kind of quite come around to here yet. So sorry that there's a bit of a shadow. Doesn't matter where I seem to go. It just seems to be following me. So I thought I will just make the video. It's going to be a little bit all over the place today, but at least it's made and I'll be able to put this up so you can see what I've been up to. You can find me as Bishopstone Yarns on Facebook. You can find me as Bishopstone Yarns on Instagram. You can find me as Bishopstone on Ravelry. And I do have a blog called Bishopstone Yarns, which I use sometimes, not very often. I really should get around to trying to update that a little bit more. But that's basically where you can find me around the place. I am wearing my Birkin. So I have made two of these. One is a dark blue one with a white yoke, and this is my white version with my very light pastel-y colours in the yoke. You can't really, doesn't really show it up particularly well. Maybe if I come up there a little bit closer, you can probably see the colours in there. So this is from my hand spun yarn. It is an alpaca and merino mix. If you're interested in finding out all the information about it, I would suggest that you just kind of go back through some of my videos, my sit and spin especially videos, and I talk about this in those. Okay, right, now I have to, I've moved everything around because I've already done this once. I've kind of moved all my stuff around, so now I have to go back and think about where everything is. So the first thing I have done is I have finished my daughter's Ranunculus. So here it is, beautiful as it is. Oh, look there, I could have it as if I am wearing it. This version is the smaller size. It is a cropped version because my daughter wants to wear this over dresses and things like that. And it is made in the smaller side because she is very petite. So for those who've been watching before, you'll know, actually I think I'm showing you the back, sorry. There we go, that's better. Those who've been watching me for a while will know that I made myself a ranunculus last year out of an aqua colour and white. And this one has just been using white and I really, really like it. So what I used for this was one strand of this mohair, which is kind of like a fingering weight mohair, and one strand of this, which is a 100% wool from Wangaratta woolen mills, and it's like a fingering weight. So these two together is what I have used, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but this is more of a white, this is a slightly creamier kind of colour, but together they make an absolutely lovely fabric and just look absolutely stunning. I think the yoke shows out really nicely as well in the pure white. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. It's got something popping up on my screen. Oh my gosh, why are things popping up? Okay, better now. Okay, so that is my finished ranunculus. So for this one I used a 3.25 millimeter needle on the body, and for the rib around the sleeves and the bottom I used a 2.75 millimeter needle. And yep, I will take some photos and put in at the end of this on the mannequin. I was hoping to get some photos of my daughter in it. I might be able to do that another time, and I could add that into another episode. So maybe if I turned up the right way. Look how beautiful that is. I just think that lovely white. The white is gorgeous. Maybe I will knit myself a white one. Maybe, yes. I mean, I have enough mohair there to knit another couple, so maybe I could knit myself a white one. And then I also have this red yarn here, which I would love to make myself kind of a top in a reddish colour. But if I put it with the white mohair, then it's going to dull it down. I don't know, but then maybe a purple ranunculus would be really nice as well. I do think a really nice deep purple ranunculus would be nice, but I will see. I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do, but yeah, maybe a red, maybe a purple, but that will be later, because once I finished the ranunculus, I started myself a cardigan. If you bear with me for a minute just while I grab all this stuff. A little while ago I went to a garage sale and I bought about 14 balls of this yarn here, which is a Peyton's Fireside 8-ply in this lovely purpley kind of deep purpley kind of plummy colour, and it's a shade 3622. But this yarn is no longer being made. I don't think it's been made for a very long time, because the price tag on here is $2.35. I haven't been able to buy a ball of yarn for $2.35 for a very, very long time. I wish I could still buy a ball of yarn for $2.35. That would be lovely. But it's a really nice soft yarn. And I was just looking to see what it says about it. All it says is it's 100% wool, and There's approximately 90 meters per 50 grams in this, but this is an 8-ply, so it kind of knits up really nice and quickly. So I went on to Ravelry to look for a pattern, and I came across this one here, which is a free pattern. So Blue Nostalgia Cardigan by Drops Designs, and I know that the picture is not a very good one, but maybe if you're on Ravelry, you can go on and have a look at that. I will put that on my Ravelry page, so you'll be able to have a look and see, have a link to the pattern. So this is a all-in-one top-down cardigan. So the way I like it, no seaming or anything. And this is I haven't knitted enough that it doesn't make it easy for me to be able to show it to you. So here it is. If you can kind of imagine, so here's the back of the cardigan, which is in plain. Then you have a section here which is the sleeves. So this is in a nice lacy pattern. I do like a bit of lace on my cardigans. And then you come around to the front of the cardigan, which is plain knitting. So I will also take some photos of this and put it at the end of the video. But if you can kind of imagine, this all kind of knitted in one piece, and then my lovely kind of lacy bits will be here on the sleeve, which you can't see. It's a little difficult to show you, but I am really enjoying it. But it is also one of those projects that I do need to concentrate on the pattern. There is a repeat, but it's kind of I think you can see there. So I'm enjoying doing some lace. I haven't knitted a bit of lace for a while. I used to knit a lot of lace shawls, and so it's nice to get back into doing a little bit of lace, and nice to have a cardigan, a quick knit cardigan that will have some nice lacy bits on the sleeves. I'm actually hoping as well later on to knit another cardigan that might have a bit of panel, maybe of lace at the top, and then plain knitting below, I think. But I just thought I needed another cardigan to wear, so that's where I'm up to. Not a lot done, but I am on my way. At least I have started that. And what else? I have also, sorry about the squeaky chair. For those who've been watching for a while, you'll know that at the beginning of the year I had said to all my family, my kids and my husband, that they could choose some sock yarn. I will knit them all a pair of socks for their birthdays. So my middle child's birthday is coming up, and so he has chosen some Moda Vera, not just socks, wool, not in that colourway, and it is 50% superwash wool, 25% polyamide and 25% bamboo. And it is, just trying to see how long, so there's about 420 meters in 100 grams, and the colourway, wherever I can find the colourway, oh yeah, the colourway is just a number, and it is 80314898, which I do much prefer it when they give them nice lovely names. So this is the colourway. It's kind of greys, dark grey, light grey, a little bit of off-white and a bit of brown in there. So I have finished one sock. So here we are with the sock. I have not, I haven't finished off the end of the toe here because I just wanted to try it on before I cast off the toe, just to make sure that it fits the right size, because it'll be a lot easier if I need to adjust the length if I haven't kind of finished the toe off. But I think it's a really nice colourway, quite a subtly colourway. And so what I have used here is just, I haven't really used a pattern, I've just done a basic kind of sock. I've kind of has cast on with 72 stitches. I use a 2.25 millimeter needle, and I've just ribbed the whole leg bit. Then I've done a heel, a flap and gusset, and then just a plain foot. And then I've just followed like the contours of his foot for the cast off. So for the rest of the family, I usually use a 2 millimeter needle, but this my son here has a broader foot, so I've just been using a 2.25 millimeter needle. And yeah, so that's one sock finished, and I have just turned the heel. Oh, got needles everywhere. I've just turned the heel in the second sock. And so now I'm just on the plain easy knitting of the foot, and so those should be finished for his birthday. So I've got a couple of weeks to finish those off. I think I should get that done. I should be quick enough, hopefully, to finish them. So that's really the only kind of knitting. Oh, the other kind of knitting I have done is I have a little basket here with my little friends in, which were all neatly put in here previously, but because I've already done this once, now when I put them back in, they're not so neat and tidy. So I will just quickly go through and show you. Some of these you've seen before, some I've kind of just finished off. So I still haven't put the faces on these, but so here's my little bear and the little boy. I've got a little girl here with her little heart dress, so I need to kind of just steam her dress flat. I have my pig here, which you've seen before. I have another little boy with his little trousers and his little belt, and I have a little, I don't know, little baby here with a little sleeping bag. Now these have all come from this book here, which is the Treasury of Dolls and Cuddly Toys by the Family Circle, and I talked about those previously. So here are all my little friends who I have finished stuffing and putting together. I just have a couple, see if I can pop them all back in here neatly. I have put my little pig together. Now, little pig here is made from my hand spun yarn. It's got his little piggy tail, little piggy ears. So I think it's very, very cute. So that was just using up a little bit of my hand spun. And the other thing I have done is I have fixed Mary. So those of you who been watching for a while, you'd also know that. So Mary is a little knitted doll which came from this book here, and I knitted her a long time ago, and she has been just kept with my other Christmas decorations. And I noticed this year that the back of her dress here had a lot of holes in it, as if like a moth or something had got into them. So I put her in the freezer, made sure that I killed anything, that there was anything, any eggs or anything around, that was well and truly killed, and got rid of, but I couldn't see anything in there. But like I was saying, I had made her years ago, and she used to just stay in the cardboard box with all the Christmas decorations. So who knows when or what had happened to her. So initially I thought I would reknit the entire doll, but I was actually able just to take the skirt off. So the skirt part is actually separate from the body. So I just reknitted the skirt, reattached that, and She didn't have any hands before, so I knitted her some hands. I was going to do it in pink, but I couldn't find any pink that kind of matched this colour, so I just went with the white hands. I will get around to making a cardboard base to put on here for her. But there is Mary. And I'm going to keep her now in her plastic bag so nothing can get to her. So, and I have the baby Jesus, and I might get around to knitting some of the other figures, but probably not for a while, actually. Probably not for a while. The other thing that I found when I was looking through some of my things was I found this project, sorry about the rustling. I came across this cardigan, little baby's cardigan, which I have actually finished knitting, but I just haven't sewn it up. I don't know why I didn't get around to sewing it up, but so here is the, you can see it's all kind of knitted in one piece. Here's the front, so it just kind of folds up. So this will be a cute little jacket with some lace down the bottom. I do have the sleeves here as well. Like I said, I finished knitting it. I don't know why I haven't obviously finished knitting it, put it away and forgotten about it. And then I have to sew the sleeves on, and here's my other sleeve. But it's such a lovely lace pattern here at the bottom. So I will have to get around to finishing this. So this one is going to stay out on my desk here, ready to be sewn together. The other thing I also did was, for those who've been watching right from the beginning, nearly at the very beginning, I had talked about a jumper that I had knitted out of Harris tweed. Some Harris tweed which I had bought when I was travelling in Scotland about 30 years ago. And I bought from a place called Ullapool, which is a little town on the mainland, just across from Isle of Lewis and Harris. So I have finally frogged the jumper, and I have washed 2 of the skeins from the jumper. There is still a little bit of crimping in the yarn, but at least I have frogged the jumper. I have not worn the jumper for many, many years, and it's no longer, it was a design that I just wouldn't wear anymore. It wasn't my style. It was too short. It was too bulky. It was, the sleeves were massive, like as in like they were really wide. And anyway, so I have pulled it all back. There were 2 different types of yarn in there, because when I was traveling and I bought this yarn, I really didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I didn't have enough really to finish the jumper. So I had bought some other yarn, which I had knitted together in the sleeves with the jumper. And so I have some of that, which I'll use for something different. And so even though I've washed this, I mean, it's a very nice hard-wearing yarn, but I'm not really sure it's something that I really want to have next to my skin. It's a bit scratchy and a bit kind of, yeah, I don't know. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of it. It'll be something nice and hard-wearing, but I don't know that I really want to make a jumper out of it. I mean, I don't know what else to make out of it, really. I had been thinking about a blanket, but then the same sort of thing. I don't know, do I really want a blanket, a scratchy blanket? Then I could weave something out of it, but then I don't know. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I've got a bit of time to think about it, because I'm still knitting my purple cardigan. So, and I have some more of this around somewhere in a ball, which I haven't washed yet, but oh, maybe this is it here. Nope. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. I've got time to think about what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, so that is something at least I have started. I thought the jumper had been sitting around for so long, and because I wanted to keep the yarn because it just reminds me of my trip, and it's more of just something you want to keep because it reminds you of something, as opposed to keeping the jumper because I was going to wear it, and so I thought I'd better get around to to frogging it. Otherwise I will never get around to reusing it because I just sat there looking at the jumper for such a long time. So there's something else that I'm going to have to work out what to do with. What else? Just excuse me while I bend down here and pick up this. I have been doing some cross stitch. So I have been working on my Plum Street sampler here, and this is where I am up to. I have finished the beehive. I think last time I was talking to you I'd only just started the beehive, so I've finished the beehive apart from the little door here, and now I can start on the flowers. This is going to be a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. If you can kind of look at the picture and see how big the cross stitch is already. I was thinking this cross stitch would probably be similar in size to this bottom one, but of course it's going to be a lot bigger. So, which is okay, but I guess I just didn't look at the size of it when I bought it. But I'm really enjoying doing this. I really, really like this bird. I think he's gorgeous. And so I've been doing that slowly. And I have been doing some other sewing. So I have been sewing on my Halloween quilt, my applique, and I have finished off a couple of smaller applique pieces, which, like this jumper here, I had almost finished, but I just hadn't put it together. But I will show you those next time because I think I've talked for enough this time. I've got a couple of other things I can talk about, which I will add on my next video. Yeah, I'm going to go off and get myself a cup of tea. I think my hands are starting to get a bit cold now. It's a bit cool in here. Once the sun comes round in the afternoon, this room warms up a lot, but at the moment it's just a little bit cool in here. I hope everyone is keeping well. No one else has come down with the flu or a bad cold like I did. And I hope that you have enjoyed a little bit of crafting chatter, and I hope you've had some time to do some crafting yourselves and enjoying what you've been making. So as always, I'm more than happy I love it when people leave comments. I love to hear what people have been making, what they've been doing, what they're up to, any thoughts you have about what I've been doing. That would be lovely to hear. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, if you can subscribe, because that helps me out here on the YouTubes. Right, well, hopefully this video will have sound, because I don't really want to have to do this a third time. And I will catch you all later. Bye.